Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and thank you for watching this video. We're here today playing FortressCraft Evolved Season 1 Episode 14. Now I've done a little bit of exploring since the last episode. Just carried on digging down using the excavator, and I actually dug my own way whilst that was digging upwards, carried on down the caves and got down to about negative 350, maybe 400, down far enough to find a new type of stone, toxic cavern stone, but nothing particularly exciting down there. I found a couple of small titanium deposits and a small gold vein. But then realised that the next thing I actually need is to get some liquid resin. Now this is done from the hardened resin, and we did find that below the bottom of the existing shaft that we've got, the one that's blocked by coal. So I made myself up one of these laser ablators and a liquefier and a resin refiner. Went down to where the hardened resin is and dug up until I could find a clear path up, and I've thrown a laser pointing down, beamed that into a new generator that I've put there. Now I'm hoping, the one thing that's worrying me a little bit is that I might actually have picked the wrong side to dig out alongside this, because there is actually a tin vein in the way, and I sort of dug down round the side of the tin vein. However, we will find out. So we're down at negative 64, and that is where the first way station needs to go, if you will. We've got to put in, and I'm not sure if I've got enough batteries for this either. However, we'll put a battery in there. We need to put a repeater laser in there, and in here we need to put, need to go down, go away, need to go down another one or two. In here we need to put a matter mover pointing upwards, so that's going to be there, and we'll pop it in there. And I'll explain about how to use, or how we use these shortly. Once I've figured it out, but I think I know roughly what I'm doing with this. Okay, so we put that there. Now, which way is that pointing? I can't really tell from here. In fact, let's take that back again. Pop it down there. Ah, right. So this is the bottom. That's the top. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that was the right way around. We put it there, and then we need to put a hopper adjacent to it. So we'll pop the hopper. We'll pop the hopper in like that, and then we carry on digging down. Whoa, that wasn't quite the plan. There we go, that's back to the laser. And I think, if I remember rightly, we should get where we're going at about negative 95. Now there's a bit of a coal deposit there. Oh, and there's some tin as well. I'm just going to scan those just in case they are worth mining out further down the line. I mean, 600,000 coal. Well, it's not bad, but it's not game breaking. 2 million tin. Now that's not bad. We could actually utilise that as well. at some point. However, as I say, we should find that when we get another couple of meters down here, there we go. Okay, the laser's coming down there, and this side, excellent, is where the stuff can be beamed up again using the matter transporter. So what I need to do is put a battery in there so that we can power whatever we need down here. And what we need to do is pop in, I'm just going to throw that down there so that I can get it in at the right angle. So we need the laser ablator, and we're going to need the laser refiner, and we may or may not need the laser, the resin refinery. We'll pop that there for the moment. However, that definitely needs power. What it does is it scans for hardened resin and ablates it. Then the liquefier will liquefy it, and the liquefier will liquefy it and beam it into an attached hopper. Now the hopper needs to go, no, the hopper needs to go there. So in fact the just got to be a little bit careful about which way we do all this. Yeah, this should work. If we put the liquefier there. Oh, come on. Let's stick it up the right way around. Let's put another block in there and put the liquefier on top. There we go. There we go. We can then remove that block. Don't need that. Then we need a hopper next to it. So let's put a little platform there. We need a hopper. Yeah, we'll go with a storage hopper. And then I'm just going to scan that as well, because we've not scanned a liquefied one before. That now is, yeah, that's gathering power, so that's okay. And then we want the other matter transmitter there. No, pointing upwards. Should be pointing up. Does that not? Oh, maybe I did point. Maybe I did rotate the other one that I placed the wrong way around. Not sure. Hard to tell where it's actually going to transmit to. I'm hoping that I got these the right way around. That should be the hopper, I hope, down there. Yes, it is. Okay. So all I really need to do is check. See, I think this should be pointing. I'm going to take that out again because I'm almost sure that is the wrong way around. Let's put that. That's better. That, I'm pretty sure, is now the correct way around. That's pointing upwards. So what we've got is the ablator is scanning for hardened resin and ablating. The liquefier is looking for these blocks, which are the liquid resin, and will then gather them up, move them into that hopper. The matter mover will take it out of the hopper and beam it up to the hopper up there, and then the matter mover above that hopper will take it out of there and beam it up to the surface where we need to put another hopper and conveyor belt. However, all that lot is somewhat dependent on throwing some serious power down here. Now, the one thing I forgot about this was to throw a lens in there. I've got organic lenses at the moment, but I think I'm going to actually make some ruby lenses and replace these with ruby lenses, because they're gonna need to throw down a lot of power into that. So for now, let's head back up to the surface. Oh, beautiful. Let's make those three lenses. 1, 2. Yeah, 3 lenses would do. So let's have a look at the power transmission. Ruby lenses. 1, 2, 3. Let's turn this one into a ruby lens. There. Let's turn that one into a ruby lens. And then let's also put the storage hopper in place. Now, theoretically, it should be able to go here. It's a good theory. I like theories. We'll find out. I think the problem's going to be that that ablator is using the power and the liquefier isn't actually getting any. And the only way I can think of around that possibly would be to move that out one and put another battery in there, because if I do that, that's going to get the first load of power from this battery, but it's also going to be sharing with the other battery, so he'll get some power as well. But anytime he's fully charged and there aren't any liquefied blocks around, he's going to be sitting there with a full charge, nothing to do with it, and then the charge will start moving over to the ablator. So I think, yeah, I do think I need to produce another battery for that as well. Given the power requirements, I may as well just put in 2 of these instead, because I don't think there's going to be a lot of point to putting 2 Mark II batteries in there. It's always going to be using the power faster than it's being produced, at least until I get some better lasers. And so there isn't really going to be any power to store. That's my theory. I'm sticking to it. Okay, let's remove you. You've just liquefied another block. However, I'm going to steal your power and put a battery there and a battery there. And to be honest, it doesn't really matter as long as it's connected where I put the actual liquefier. But we'll put it there anyway. In fact, no, because of the range of the thing, I'm going to put it on the underside of this. There we go. So that will now gather power again. This is scanning, looking to offload cargo. That's got something in it now. Holding one liquefied resin. Okay. Come on. You're going to tell me that that isn't, or that that's more than 65 meters away, because that's going to be distressing. Oh, that's aiming the wrong. That is aiming the wrong way. That's aiming that way. Okay. Hopefully I get my liquid resin back. Yep, I do. If I put it on there and then rotate it, there we go. Oh, that was hard work. And I am now sure that that one's correct. However, I think that the one upstairs is now in the wrong orientation. So I'm going to run up there and sort that one out. But I'm fairly confident that that will now move the resin up as we need it to. And this has been a long video for not very much result. I'm now going to have the fun of... Oh, now that's... Oh, look at that. Oh, beauty. That worked. So I was wrong. I did have it in the right orientation. Ah, that's marvellous. I'm very, very happy about that. Now, on the grounds that I don't really like things floating in midair, I'm going to fall off there. I'm going to build that to make it look reasonable, and then we've got to use a conveyor to bring that in. We can bring it into here. So 6. I do, however, need to lay a conveyor at the right point. So that, make sure that's pointing the right way. There we go. Then run back over here and control and left click on that. And there we go. We have resin. Now that's producing 21 power per second, that's transmitting 15 power per second. Yeah, unfortunately I can't really I think maybe I need another generator.
crafting.
Now I don't know. I suspect these, if I put another storage hopper in there, it's not going to share the coal, but we'll find out. Yeah, as I thought. So I'm going to need to put another of the turntables in here, and in fact let's throw that in there. Oops, can't do it now, too late. Put my generator on top. So we're generating, and I then want the liquefied desires 128 power per second. Whew. That's not good, is it? And we need hoppers here as well, so for this one we use a storage hopper in, which is going to be remove only, and we'll stick another storage hopper here which is add only. See, that needs to go on a an induction thing, and I will probably reset it once I've proved that it's all working. The other thing to take note of that I missed the first time I used one of these is that it requires 10 of the liquid resin to make one refined liquid resin. Let's just process these, ablated resin and liquefied resin. There we go. Plenty more research points there. You can see we've got one liquefied, refined resin in there rather, but we've got one liquefied resin there. It's waiting for another 9 of them. There you go, found 1 of 10 items at the bottom left there. So we're waiting for all the stuff downstairs to kick in. Okay guys, well I'll check the timing on the video. I may do a little bit more as a post video, but for the moment I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. As ever, if you like it, please press that like button, and if you want to see more, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Hello guys, and welcome back. Okay, I have dug out a fair size area. I ran into the copper vein that I'd forgotten about over here, but I adjusted the position that I'd planned on for this, and as you can see I now have the mass transport system, mass storage system up and running. So what we've got is I've taken the feeds from the conveyors at the top and just brought them down and round. These feed into 4 of the basic mass storage stocking ports. The reason I've done those rather than the input is because they will enable me to configure how many of any given item, so in this case the bars, I want to store at any given time, and it will then refuse to take further stock if it's reached that limit, which allows me to have one single combined mass storage. I've built 16 of these plates. When you place one of these plates, you can change the stack height. So if you leave it at the default 1, each plate can hold 25 bars, but you can change it up to a stack height of 6, so each plate can hold 150 bars. So with 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 mass storage boxes, mass storage blocks, I can store 150 in each, which is 2,400. Yeah, 2,400 blocks. Now, the way I've set it at the moment is to only store 400 copper, 400 tin, 200 iron and 200 lithium. So it should only use these first 4 sets of blocks. And certainly that's what appears to be happening. What we've got here now is we're up to 75 lithium plus that one, so that's actually 86 lithium. It should fill these up. Now the issue with having stack sizes higher is that the stocking drones and the removal drones, in fact, take longer to pick and deposit the bars that are coming in. So I could have fewer stacks per block and it will be faster throughput. I'm not too worried about speed of throughput at the moment, so I'm leaving it on 6 blocks and we can see that they are filling up. Then I've got the output ports set to each of the 4 bars, and they just feed out onto the conveyors, which then go back up and along to the assembler pods. So the way to configure these is if you press E, initially you will just have a blank box here. You can either drag something in from your inventory, or you can go choose items. We'll go choose item, copper. That shows me all the items which have got copper in the name. So we want copper bars, and I can set the limit in units of 100 to whatever I want. So we'll set it to 400. Toggle will allow it to either refuse items when above limit or collect items when above limit. And essentially you're saying either, right, this is how many I want in my storage system. If you get any more, just don't take them. Or you can say, well, that's how many I want, but you can keep collecting them even when it's above that limit. So that's the mass storage system up and running, and as I say, that's now stocking up. And what I can do is just extend it anywhere I like, to be honest. I can leave space for additional storage, so for titanium bars, nickel bars and so on, just add in more of the stocking ports. Or I can have a separate mass storage for those. I can increase the mass storage blocks down here, or indeed all the way across here. I may see what happens. Well, in fact, I may see what happens once one of these fills up. If I then increase the limit, I'll see how long it takes the drones to work their way over to these blocks. Because at the moment it fills up the ones closest to the input first. So as you can see, we've already got a 6 high block here. And the starting on the second block back. Now this system doesn't require any power, doesn't have to be plumbed into any power, so it's ideal really, very configurable. As I say, you've got size of storage versus access speed, so you can determine to your preference how you want it set up. So I shall leave that to fill up. And just show you that's where the stock goes in, and of course it comes out from underneath on these conveyors. If you ever want to grab something that you've got in stock, so if I want, for argument's sake, tin bars, all you need to do is go and find a stock of tin bars. So here we go, this is tin bars, that's tin bars as well. 150 tin bars. Right click with your builder gun, takes the mass storage block away and the 150 bars, and then just replace the mass storage block in there, and it will continue to refill the block, and I've got an extra 150 tin bars in my inventory now. So it'll start stocking from the front again. There we go. Ah, now, interesting. That has now added in some iron bars. The tin bars will presumably therefore go somewhere down. Oh no, it'll carry on from the back because it's already started that stack. It'll be interesting to see how it looks when it's done. I think in fact what I will do is double these limits. So 400 and 400 and 800 and 800. And that gives me my 2400 maximum stock. So that's the mass storage system set up and configured. I think next episode it's going to be try and get back down into the caverns. I had a little play earlier and was trying to get down there and managed to die every time. I think I need to figure out some way stations part way down, particularly around the cold caverns, because one of the more experienced players that I know was telling me that you may remember I had a bit of trouble with the grappling gun last episode, and the cold caverns along with the toxic caverns and I believe the magma caverns all put a recharge delay onto your grappling gun, so you can't just fire it off whenever you want, and that was why I was struggling to get up, and it's also causing me issues slowing myself down on the way down. So I'm going to have to work on that. I also need to think about where I want to put in the elevator. I may see, unfortunately I've got this laser pushing power right down the middle of the 3x3, which is actually a little bit of an issue, because if I want to use power for the lift, it's going to need to be off to one side. It's going to need to be pushed down to one side. So I may actually need to start the excavator again, but working on it offset on one side or the other. I don't know which side, but one of these sides. However, I'm going to leave it there, and I will hopefully see you back for episode 15. Hope you enjoyed it. If so, please remember to hit that like button, and if you want to see more, remember to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you next time.